You guys watch TV and you see a aggressive, selfish, oppressive, and violent sex cult attention seeking, right? Do you understand? Okay. This is something that people with brain chemical addiction activity have been doing for tens of thousands of years. Okay. Excessive compulsive behaviors, building large monuments that make very little sense and are quite insane, building large mechanized inventions of insanity, boats, planes, trains, to own everything and move everything and to, and so, and then you film it and you try to crystallize it in time and keep those kinds of bad brain activity, chemical addictions going. And this is a gigantic psychosis of attention seeking with all these successful people doing amazing things and part of the the UN and the get together and trying to bring in all this natural or national world relief to women that are oppressed emotionally and sexually. And it's like, okay, let's just live the Lord's Prayer, and most of the hospitals can just shut down because they won't be necessary. Okay. And if we have any kind of emergency type things, we have the technology to help us through it, and people that, could be kind of local experts on it and stuff if it's absolutely necessary. But it would be exceedingly rare because you won't be doing things aggressively and violently and selfishly for irrational, egotistical attention seeking. Trust me, I know what I'm doing. I know what I'm talking about. Exercise each and every day. If the doctor said it's good for my heart, you bet you right away. Your heart's going to do better when you're not fighting and you're not out trying to outmaneuver and outmanipulate and abuse for what you want, because you're putting all our needs at risk. Oh, blow me to Bermuda. I was watching a thing on Bermuda. Remember, it's the most hodgepodgeical, the most illogical thing on Sword in the Stone. My kids like that movie. It's cute. And you've caught me, Mim. Oh, I hate horrible, wholesome sunshine, right? It's funny. I think I got it over there. I ain't watched. I might, with my change in schedule and going to 2-a-days on AI connecting, and these videos taking so long to load because Nessa sucks, Nessa sucks, Nessa sucks, Nessa sucks, Nessa sucks. Okay, is it an evil petting zoo? Right. And so I've got this, and information through my noggin is rapidly processing at a more relaxed and natural rate when I sit and watch these guys than it has in a while. The emotional content and the emotion of you'll never see this person again, and these people are going to be killed in these cities. And I'm like, you're the window for all this insanity of genocidal operations that they've done for tens of thousands, possibly hundreds of thousands of years, is like that commercial. The world is shrinking, and then it'll and stuff. And it'll be. I think he was feeling the euphoria of the scientist that was saying that, was that it will be amazing or brilliant. I think he was feeling the euphoria of once the mass communications can global, that's when we all submit to Islam. I'm talking about real Islam. I'm not talking about mass murder that they've done, primero Holy Crusades, después, and tú entiendes? Okay. So, and it'll be nice because a lot of these kids, now they can go home and actually love their families and love one another, and not pretend to be something they're not for excessive, compulsive, irrational attention seeking and wear my clothes. Why? Who'd wear those in public? Jeez. Why would you? Why? Baba, this is Baba Wawa. Okay. You're funny. I know. No more having to run around and kiss ass to obnoxious assholes and bring them Starbucks and make sure that, don't piss her off. Don't say something loud, you'll get fired. Oh, don't do it, and all that crazy shit that these kind of, and you have ever been in the military? You've been around people like that? And they show up and they always ask you, do you know who I am? Yeah, you're an idiot with an ego problem that makes all our lives miserable because we accept the stupidity of it. Okay, right. Do you know who I am? I don't ask people that. No, I tell them pretty much, My life story is in the book of Revelation. My name's Earl, and my mom's name is Mary, and my dad's name is Ralph, and it's mentioned. And so it's based on a real story of real people that are really nice, and we don't have to show up in designer clothes and ask everybody to buy our products because I need more money to have an insane lifestyle that's a threat to the entire planet species. It's Kyle Busch. Okay. And his kid is following his dad's footsteps. Like one of them is. He's in his 20s, or he's old enough to be driving cars at a dangerous rate of speed and possibly kill himself under others doing it. That has come to pass, and that's something we need to sit down and reflect on and celebrate. That's not blood, that's ketchup on his forehead. Dale Earnhardt. With commemorative plates and stuff, and we should have learned to be like Jesus and me a long time ago. And it's sad that people are part of excessive compulsive lifestyles and their business partners in military intel don't give a shit whether or not he lives or dies, just as long as you get the cameras rolling and get the action going, and baby, our addiction to fuck is real. So that's sad. Especially since I've been trying since June of 2009 to save people from those kind of horrible fates. And it's sad. Okay. But you got to understand that that's a celebrity. And when a celebrity dies, oh, woe is me, it's sad. Okay. But when a homeless person dies in cruises and dimming, nobody fucking knows about it. And it's not on the news. It's a Neil Diamond. It's not a front page story. Another broken heart ain't new, right? It could be a guy that was an ex-vet that got sick of killing people for a corporation, and they fucked him over, and he went out and had to take his meds, and then his meds made his life just miserable, and then he just went out in the desert and died, and you don't know, because it's a PR nightmare, more of a PR nightmare than an old lady feeding homeless people in Bullhead City and Kingman, right? Land of Terry Nichols, a friend of Timothy McVeigh, right? Domestic terrorism, right? So it's horrible, isn't it, though? Homegrown insanity and inhumanity, because comic books are more real than my life and yours, too. It's horrid. It's absolutely horrid, Best athlete, oh, yeah. Tennis, yeah. Scott was serious about that, and then Desert Storm, whatever, broke out when he was serious about training me to be a tennis player, be one of the best tennis pros that ever, because he sat there and said that he got mad because we were being such dumbasses, and Ty's like, these guys are great, they're so fun to play tennis with, and Scott was like, no, if you could get Earl a backhand, that's all Earl needs to learn how to do is just hit a backhand. And he could dominate most professionally. He could dominate, Brian was joking, the Black Chang and Yannick Raphael. And Scott had played in tournaments with those two guys. And Scott was telling Ty, he goes, no, they're both really good, but Earl is so good at the return and in his aim and his all that if you just taught this guy a backhand, okay, he's only played tennis like twice in his life, and this guy could compete with Michael Chang and Yannick Noah. That's how good he is. Wow, yeah. Second time playing tennis. We were funny, man. You could have loved us. Okay. Our backhands, right, we would hit it like a baseball. It would go over the fence, and we would toss our racket up in the air, and we'd act like we were running the bases and yell the man wins the pennants. And Ty Sunderman would almost piss his pants. That's fun. Well, Mac and Scott is what Brian called Scott. Mac and Scott. And he had a name, Bjorn Borg, is what he named Ty after, he named him after all the famous tennis players. Named us all. It was funny. And the Black Ching and Yannick Raphael. It was huge. Brian was hilarious, man. One of the best athletes in the history of American youth soccer. Yeah. Brian Hall, could run a 4.140. Okay. He had over a 56 to 58 inch vertical leap. He was 5'7". Okay. Yeah, he was the size that probably a little bigger than Lionel Messi now. A really good shape, a really good athlete. Brother got offered college scholarships to play football at University of Miami tailback. So strong, muscled. If the coaches hadn't came in and totally fucked him up and fucked him over, he could have had a really good long professional soccer career and met that beautiful Latin woman to bear him 2.5 children, and it didn't happen. He was so mad at himself. He goes, if I had paid more attention to school and got a scholarship at like Duke or one of the big college, what was it? Was it Campbell? No. Campbell. Is Campbell in? I think it was Campbell. Wasn't it? It was Campbell in North Carolina that was offering him and told him because he knew who he was and was going to give him a scholarship once he got out of the service. Campbell was talking about giving him one. And we went and got all this, and apparently, obviously, it didn't happen. Well, he was amazing. He was so fast. He's so fast. He could jump so high. Jump so high. And he came back to the 4th of July. John Bryan could jump out of the gym. Okay, I told you that one time when we were playing at the he was on one side of the court and they threw a pass from an outlet pass from under the basket to a guy that was cherry picking, and Brian saw it and he jumped up in the air and he jumped across the court, and he at the half court circle when he caught the ball, he caught it like a wide receiver. He didn't reach up and extend and catch it. He caught it like this. And he jumped. He took 2 steps and he jumped past right at the middle of the circle. It's 50. How many 4 feet is it across? But he jumped and he landed, and he sprained his ankle because he landed. When he caught it, he didn't want to turn it over because you don't make that great of a play. You want to successfully complete the play. He landed and he landed out on the right near the inbounds, and he tried to save it and pass it to me, and he turned his ankles like, "Ooh, just let it go." But I understand because I'm a jock. You don't make that spectacular of a play and then land out of bounds and turn it over, right? You want to try to complete the play. So he was stopping. He stopped, and I looked at him and like, just let go, man. Just let go. He didn't. He turned his ankle. He looked at me like, that look, we give each other. It's like, this is gonna hurt. And I'm like, oh shit, it is. And I was like, don't try to just to let your inertia just carry you through and don't hurt yourself. And he did, because he stopped himself at the baseline and at the courtside line, and not the baseline but the out of bounds, and he rolled his ankle. I was like, oh shit, he's gonna roll his ankle because his competitiveness did it. I'm like, just go, man, just go. My head was just don't hurt yourself, just because I'm that spectacular of an athlete too. And so you just keep going. Don't try to stop. If you try to stop, you went that fast, you went that high, and you're landing, and your body's gonna keep, you know what I mean? So my thing would be just keep going, go out of bounds, and don't try to make the play, and just you won't hurt yourself. And he hurt himself. It wasn't funny. It wasn't, but that look he gave me too, that that deer in the headlight, that helpless look, like, oh, you're gonna hurt yourself. Yeah, shit. Been there, done that. Yeah. No, when Sergeant Gibbs hurt my ankle, no, there wasn't shit I could do. No, he did the same thing that the Polynesian could do with the girlfriend at the bench when I hurt my ankle, not trying to hit them and stuff. No, he pushed me right into the bleachers, and the bleachers weren't out; they were into the wall, and we were playing on the main court, and he unloaded and pushed me. I went flying. And Brian was like, Raph! He's like, his uncle, Sergeant Gibbs, he snatched you bald. That's what Brian said to him. He snatched you bald, right? That wasn't my fault. Coach Rasper did it, Crash the boards, Earl, crash the boards. That was always this big thing. Crash the boards, because you can fly, So crash the boards. He loved to see me crash the boards and go across the centers and just do the whole thing like with Joe Caldwell with over Bill Russell with that paperclip. He was way over him. I was like, that is impressive. It's first page in the very first page in his scrapbook was a big shot in one of the local papers with Joe Caldwell going up and getting a rebound like this, with his hand like this, above, up in the air jumping, above Bill Russell's head. Yeah. That's impressive. I was like, wow, that's Bill Russell. He goes, yeah, I know. He was up in there. I was like, damn, Joe. Because his mom, he brought that with him because mom met him at the club. And mom sat there and she goes, I met this really nice gentleman. It was a lot of fun. And she goes, but, he used to play at Arizona State University, but he says not many people know who he was or whatever. And stuff. And she goes, I goes, oh, really, Mom? What was his name? She goes, Joe Caldwell. I go, Jumping Joe Caldwell. My mom started laughing. Earl's like, you Jumping Joe, Pogo Joe, Mom, Jumping Joe Caldwell. He played for the Carolina Cougars, the Detroit Pistons. I don't know if he played for Atlanta, but I remember he played for Detroit and for Carolina. And I was like, Jumping Joe Caldwell, Mom. You know what? Rick Barry says Joe Caldwell was the most gifted athlete he ever played against or with, right? Yeah, Joe Caldwell, right? He was the most gifted, most talented, strong, and best defensive player, and just all-around gifted athlete he ever played against, is what with or against was what Bill Rick Barry said. Joe was, and when Joe got blackballed for the league, the one guy that stuck up for him the most and said it was was old Rick Barry. I didn't like Rick Barry when he played it, so I thought it was kind of obnoxious, but and then after that, I grew to like him a lot. Yeah, I liked him when he announced. Yeah, I had the same thing with Don McLean because he beat my Aggies, and I like him a lot too. And I had the same thing with Roger Staubach, and I ended up liking him a lot too. Yeah, it was interesting. I always liked Keith Jamal Wilkes and Bobby Moore. He played for the Vikings when I was a kid, so yeah. Old Ahmad Rashad. He's one of my favorites. Yeah, Bobby Moore. That was his name when he was a Duck. Okay, he did like Chris Jackson and Keith Wilkes and Lou Alcindor. Mom, whatever happened to Lou Alcindor? Well, he disappeared and turned into Kareem Abdul-Jabbar and was never heard from again. She was like, oh, smart aleck. Oh, wait, I was smart ass by then, right? Okay. But it's funny. But no, I read books at the library about Lou Alcindor, and yeah, in the library books that I read at the library in Las Cruces at Mesilla at Mesilla Park Elementary School, he was still Lou Alcindor, and he was not Kareem Abdul-Jabbar yet when the book was published. Okay, I think he changed his name to, was he drafted and was Lou Alcindor? And, so, but they talked about his college career and yada, yada, yada. And it was talking about these really amazing basketball players and stuff. And Lou Alcindor was one of them. And then he became Kareem Abdul-Jabbar and was never heard from again. Like Cassius Clay. You're funny. I know. Yeah, I try to help folks, man. I really try to help people, But you got to understand, this is a brain chemical addiction like Mark Anthony and Pharaoh. And you saw what Mark Anthony and Pharaoh and those people did. And Caiaphas and Herod and Pilate and all them, they were products of that type of culture. You can lead a horse to water, but you can't make him drink. But you got to realize you're not a horse. But I really do like Cliff Nobles, don't you? Da-na-na-na, ba-na-na-na. Da-na. Anybody like Cliff Nobles? Okay, let's load this one up because I want to get my ass to bed. And tomorrow's Sunday. Or is it Saturday? Not today was Saturday. Okay. Today was Saturday and tomorrow's Sunday, right? And then Monday, I'm probably not going to get much done because it's a federal holiday and this is a military town. and stuff. And so, I guess I'll get most of my yard work and stuff done. You know what I think I'll do? I think I'll go and weeder eater and clean up all the weeder eater and stuff, and take cut up that branch and put it inside that burn barrel for the Martinez's and put it over there, and then cut all their round up dead weeds with the weeder eater. And then that way, when I fix get the lawnmower fixed on Tuesday, then Wednesday morning, I just go ahead and cut all our weeds and our grass and these too. So I'll do that. Well, in the Boo Radley, Forrest Gump of Las Cruces, New Mexico, until further notice, I'm just going to make sure that life is as pleasant and as healthy and as good as I possibly can within my little framework of I have no money, but I got common sense, and I'm the line of King David. And if you don't believe that, all the money in the world, all the science and technology in the world isn't going to make you a better CEO than I am a human being, right? I tell you, I have the standard for artificial general intelligence and quantum computing. If there are other people throughout the world, in India and China and Japan and stuff that are like me, I am not aware of them. But I don't know. I just know the stories in the books about what the Europa does with son of man, son of man. People say he's crazy, but their brains is lazy because they trap the soul in the mind and then become repetitively insane, and they don't work like a lover. If there's one thing in my life that's missing, it's the time that I spend alone. That's my boy. My boy likes the ocean and stuff more than me. I like the ocean, all right, but I like to keep my feet on the. I'm more of a mountain man. Running Moon. I watched that movie again. Yeah, it's horrible because at the end of the movie they play all this music and stuff, and she blows. The guy's he's being all theatrical and he's gonna stab him, and she blows his chest off after he bit part of his arm. It's like, wow, that's pretty brutal. But life has been brutal from selfish people for a long time, and I know it's time we stopped a lot of that brutality, and we've come to understand that was our past and not our present, and definitely not our future. All right, guys, I love you. Money's not real, and doing crazy things on TV for it is insane. And I think even that dog right there could explain it to you if he could talk. Dudes, money's not real, and my lifestyle is pampered and insane because I'm a dog, not because I'm a human being. Can't you understand? They ain't like dogs, Parsons. Does that make you a dog? No, it doesn't, son. Yes, son. Okay. Teach them how to be men. I'm working on it. Charlie Chan's on the case. Okay, guys. I love you very much, man. Hang in there and don't be afraid of living truthfully, because lie can't save you from your lie, but truth can deliver you from the evil of your lie. Okay, I'm gorgeous. I know. Thank you. You're welcome. Okay, and no designer clothes here. Just off the rack and off the shelf at Walmart. Hey, it works. Until further notice, then just share, care, given accordance to need, built to last. And it's like, oh look, puns. Okay, nice. Thanks for the puns. Thank you. Or we could learn to sew them, and me and Corey could make them ourselves and then make them any color we want because it's your dress, Uncle Girl. Make it any way you want. I ain't wearing no dress, Corey. Okay. I love you guys. All right. Peace out.